Hey everybody, my name is Carla and I am the owner of CLM Custom Designs on Etsy. My channel is all things crafting, so welcome back if you've been here before, and if you're new, welcome. Come on in and take a seat and let's get ready to learn something. Today we are going to screen print on a shirt. So let's just get right into it. You can see my screen right here. I'm actually in Cricut Design Space. I have chosen a design that I have used before, so all I did was insert it into my mat. I'm going to show you something really cool though, because I really just want the words here that say living my best life. I don't want the girl, and so I'm going to show you how to get rid of the girl. This is one whole design. Sometimes designs are in pieces, so you can just ungroup them and separate them, but this is actually one whole design. And so if I don't want the girl here, I have to do a little bit of work, but it will be worth it in the end. So let me zoom you in so hopefully you can see my screen and what I'm doing. So over here in the corner, you'll see this tab and it says shapes. If we click on the shape, it'll give us all different kind of shapes over here. So I am going to choose, I think I'm going to choose really just a circle for now. And give it a second so it'll populate. So I want to get this circle big enough to cover this girl. I might have to do it in a couple of different, so I don't want to cover any of the words, but I do just want to cover the girl. So I'm going to do this first piece. I'll size it down, get it close to the words. So, okay, so for this first piece, that looks good. So what I'm going to do now is highlight the entire thing. I am going to go down in this corner over here. In the right-hand corner, there is, I don't know if you can see my mouse. Let me see. In the right-hand corner, there is a button here that's called Slice. And so I'm going to click that, and let's see what happens. We can move it, and you can see a piece of her is gone. So we'll just delete these pieces that we do not need right here and here. And now we have this design. So we have a little bit more cleanup to do, but you see the concept. So let me clean up this whole design. And then I will get back with you. Okay, so that looks good to me. Now I just need to size it. Because I'm using this size screen, I have to make sure that my design fits in here. So it's a 10 by 14. So I want to have some border around it too. You'll see why in a little bit. So I'm actually going to make it with 9 by 9. So now it is time to send this over to my cutter. So I'm going to hit make it right here. It now goes into my mat. I need to mirror it because whenever you are screen printing, it needs to be mirrored. So I'm going to mirror it like so. I'm going to hit continue. It is searching for my cutter. Should pick it up in a second. Browse material. I'm using premium, so I'm just going to type in premium. Hit enter. There's premium vinyl. Click on that. Hit done. I need to get the vinyl on my mat. You did hear me say I was using a premium vinyl. Typically when you're using premium vinyl, you would not mirror it. But because we are screen printing and that is done in reverse, we will need to mirror it. That will make sense to you later. Put it in my printer, my printer cutter. Load it in. Let it go to work. Okay, it is time to weed this design. If you've watched my other videos when you've seen me do shirts, you know that typically we will weed out everything with the words that we want on the shirt, but because we are screen printing and everything is done in reverse, we're going to do this just the opposite. We are going to weed out the letters of the design and leave everything else. So here we go. Remember, when you're weeding, you need to take your time. so that you only take out what you don't want and not the things that you're trying to keep. Do it in a well-lit area as well so that you can see what you are doing. Okay, we are all done. It is weeded. Let's stop rolling. Okay, here we go. Living my best life, period. I have left everything around it and just taken the words out. That's important with screen printing because we don't want the ink to get on anything but the letters. Down here, I probably have cut it too close, but I can fix that, which we'll see in a second. So the next step we have to do is to transfer our design from here onto our screen print. So what we need to do is to get a big old piece of transfer tape. I know you've heard me say before, clear contact paper. I'm trying some new transfer tape today. I actually don't remember where I got it from, but I have to look for it and I will link it in the description below. Okay, people, I have put the vinyl onto the transfer tape. I have laid it onto my screen. Now I just need to peel it back. So let's take our time. Let's peel it back. Make sure that we leave all the little bits that are on there. Okay, and you can see it says living my best life. So I am just going to kind of squeegee it down to make sure that there's no bubbles or anything in there. What I need to do, because once I put the ink on, I don't want it to get on the sides. So I need to tape with my painter's tape. So we need to make sure that we tape it off really well, so we don't have anything exposed that is not supposed to be exposed. Can you see what I'm doing? So I'm just taping it off all the way around. So nothing is exposed. You can see that when we put the ink in here, nothing else is going to receive the ink but these gaps. If we hadn't taped it off and we accidentally got ink on these sides, then that would be ink on the shirt. Okay. Okay. So we have the shirt here. I am going to just take a little bit of basting adhesive and spray it here so that the shirt will not move. Don't need a lot. Just want to kind of lightly spray it. Then put the shirt on. That line that you see marks the center so that you know your design is going to be centered, and I just kind of use the center of the tag to just make sure that the design is in the center. Let's kind of smooth it out. This away. Now I need to put my screen. So now I need to put my screen in here. Screw it down. Make sure that it is centered though. This is what they call flood the screen, which means just kind of getting the ink on here and making sure that it's all over the screen so that when we put it down, we have good release. Just running it across the bottom, making sure it covers all parts of the design. And I am going to set this out of the way. Here's the squeegee, and again, I am just going to run the ink along here just to get it moving on the screen. This is called flooding it. Okay, looks good. So here we go, guys. Shut the shirt down. We are going to squeegee it from side to side. Give it a good, make sure you got pressure on it, good even pressure. Go over it a couple times. Make sure you go from the bottom all the way to the top. Make sure you don't miss any parts. Now, lift, and voila, this shirt is done. Separate it. Had to put something down. Remember to catch that over spray. And here is the shirt. The shirt needs to dry overnight, and then we will heat press it by setting this ink in. And then once you do that, that's it and that's all. Okay guys, let's kind of go over what we've done so far. So we screen printed on a t-shirt. What did we need? We needed a t-shirt. Doesn't matter what it's made of, polyester, cotton, whatever the case. And it really doesn't matter the color that you're using. In my case, I use 100% cotton. I use a white Gildan t-shirt that I got from Michael's. We need paint. It's not any kind of paint, not acrylic paint. You have to get screen printing paint. We needed a screen, we needed a squeegee, we needed the ink, all of which were made by Speedball. I got them from Hobby Lobby. I used permanent vinyl. The reason why I did that is because I needed it to stick to that screen and not move. So I wanted to use a permanent vinyl, which I got from Michael's. And you'll need a heat press because, like I said, you do have to set that in with the heat. So whether you use a clamshell, whether you use an iron, but you need to be able to give it some heat so you can set in the design. Your design, and of course some type of cutting machine. So you put all that together, you can end up with screen printing. The great thing about screen printing is that I can now, since I've made that template, I can do 100 shirts. I can just keep running it, keep running it, keep running it. As many as I need to, actually, as long as it's in that same color, because I was using black today. Now that I'm finished, I do need to wash my screen immediately because you don't want that to harden on there. Again, once I wash that out, I'll be able to use the screen again. I can just save it if that's a design I do all the time so that I can run that. But that is the great thing about screen printing. It's quick. It doesn't take that much time. You make one template and you just roll, roll, roll. If you wanted to change colors, you would need to rinse the screen, make sure you got all of that black off, and then you could change colors. Or you could theoretically just print another one and use a different color. Tomorrow I will come back and set it in, and then once it's set, we're good to go. Well, good morning. It is the next day. The shirt is now completely dry to the touch. We just need to set the ink in. I have my heat press on. It should be around 350. We're gonna do it just for a couple seconds just to kind of set it in. I have my Teflon sheet up here on top so that it's not, the heat's not directly on the shirt. We're just gonna give it a quick press just to set this in. Okay. We have set it in, completely dry. Feels great for Girls' Day Out vibe.